Hey guys, it's me Traptanium, and welcome back to a bit of an odder video today. I am going to be talking about the demos I was lucky enough to try during EGX 2 days ago. Also, if you guys probably noticed that we have a new Gogeta thing. Hello, mate. So, yeah. Also, I guess that's the first time I'm showing the manga vs Son Goku. Or Manga Dimension Super Saiyan 4 Son Goku. But yeah. I'm going to be talking quickly about Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which I have some footage of. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. There is also the Avengers game, which I am still a bit hesitant about. As well as Medieval, the Final Fantasy demo, and a couple of others. Keep in mind, the main set, I'm going to go more in depth with two games, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot and the Avengers, as they are currently one of the most anticipated games out there. And I'm not saying that some of the other games, such as Medieval, Final Fantasy, as well as the other games that were present there aren't as expected. I'm just going for the ones I'm personally excited for, and loads of people seem to be as well. I shall start with Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. And keep in mind, I played both the Goku and Piccolo versus Raditz demo, which was pretty amazing. That's the one I have most footage of, as well as the Raditz and, well, not Raditz, sorry, just said that one. I mean, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan versus Perfect Cell. In this case, full power Perfect Cell. I'm going to start off with the gameplay, such as the mechanics and everything else, as well as the graphics and all other things. First off, the controls. The controls run really well. The controls work really well. You can quickly and fluently move between all of these, all the things such as the attack button, the super attacks, which for instance is this button here. And you can it's kind of like, I don't really know how to say it. It's hard to articulate, but the controls work really well. My only gripe with them is the fact that the fight button is the circle button and that the key blast are the square. As I'm used to it being the other way around due to Dragon Ball Xenoverse, but I'm pretty sure I'll get over it. Anyways, the graphics. The game looked amazing. As you guys probably tell from the demos and the trailers, the game looks phenomenal. It ran when I played both demos. It ran at nearly a consistent 60 frames per second, showing that the developers have put in a lot of time and effort into it. Every little detail, and even the cutscenes themselves are full of charm, and they still run at that frame rate. Such as when Raditz gets his tail grab, you can see just before it reveals, you can see the shock and the stutter in his face, or the smug, cocky and arrogant smirk from Perfect Cell in that demo. And I just love the game because it has so much charm in it. And I guess the combat system is next. I know I'm quickly tapping over these, but I'm not really the best at this stuff. Anyways. As I mentioned, this kind of links on to the next one, concern, so I'm going to go into both of these. My original concern for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot was the open world combat, because it seemed like you had a massive world. So how would you manage the combat with something as fast, fluent, and as well as just hectic in general as Dragon Ball in an open world combat? And it does really well. You always lock onto the characters. The lock-on system is amazing, as well as the flying thing. And I remember one of the cutscenes literally cuts into you flying as Son Goku on the Nimbus Cloud. And it's just mind-blowing seeing how much detail went into it. Yeah. But, so, yeah, you're always locked onto the characters, and the super attacks look amazing, as well as the, I forgot what the gauge is called, but I think it's called the Fury Gauge. It runs really well, and it's just all around amazing. And the next game I'm going to quickly talk about is Avengers. This is what's going to take up most of the video, and as you guys can probably tell, I'm a bit hesitant to talk about it. This is primarily due to the fact that I have no footage of it, I have no photos, I have nothing besides the badge, the loincloth that's over there, and this shirt they were kind enough to give us. So, yeah. Also, for those who want to support it, hashtag embrace your powers. I'm not sponsored by Virgin Media or Marvel or the game, but please go support the original release. Same for all the other games I'm going to mention. Anyways, the Avengers game was amazing. I have keep them up. Actually, before I go into the Avengers part, I've literally made 3 videos before this that I deleted because I kept going on a ramble about this specific section. So I'm gonna try and keep it under wraps as possible. Graphics. The game looks amazing. It still runs at a constant 60 frames per second, even when the whole bridge was collapsing in some of the characters. You got to play as Thor, Hulk, Iron Man, and Captain America, as well as Black Widow. You don't get to play as Miss Marvel, though. Unfortunately, there's no Hawkeye in the game, from what I'm aware of. I didn't see him in the game whatsoever. And combat system. The combat system is really good. There's a throwing... The throwing command is really accurate. You can literally hold it to charge, and I love the fact that every one of the characters has their own unique charging firing one, such as Captain America. Not Captain America. Fuck. Thor. If you hold down the fire button, he literally spins around Mjolnir, and when you throw it, they literally go flying. And I love that little detail. And as for Captain America, you can literally charge up, throw a shield, and it will ricochet off enemies into other enemies. And yeah. God, you can tell by my breathing I've been at this for a while. As examples, anyway. The combat system now. Wait, I was already on that. Fuck. As well as for the locking on system, it is really polished already with just the first demo release. This is the first public demo, so yeah. The way that you can fluently... It's kind of like a mix of the Arkham Knight free flow, as well as traditional open world fighting ones, such as... I want to say... Infinite Second Son is an example. I know it's a bad example, but it's the only example I can think of at the moment. It's really well fluent. It's really well created, and the animations for each and every character's attacks strongly links to their characters. So yeah. Story. Now, for the story, it's a bit hard to explain. Well, it's very simple. Basically, it starts off with the Avengers celebrating a day, known as Avengers Day, but it gets cut off midway due to an attack on one of the bridges in New York. And you have to play through as the Avengers to get through every single part of it, like such as Thor and Iron Man will be on the bridge. Captain America will be in the helicarrier. The Hulk will be on the collapsing side of the bridge, taking down plasma cannons and other things. And Black Widow will be on the bridge as well, taking down Taskmaster. But it's basically the case of somehow enemies, I think their aim, due to the little teaser thing after the demo, AIM somehow got their hands on tech and on S.H.I.E.L.D. and Stark tech, and they were using it to create what seemed to be a distraction, a quote from Black Widow. And by destroying the bridge and trying to draw away the attentions of the Avengers, you basically play through the game and you try and save as many people as you can and defend the helicarrier, but in the end it's worthless, as Captain America dies as the helicarrier's supply system or something inside it goes critical and it explodes with him inside. And and for those who are wondering about Miss Marvel, she is in the game, she's in the demo, she's shown breathing in what I'm guessing is the gas that gives her powers, which is from the same thing that blew up on the helicarrier. And in case anybody's curious, I don't think Captain America is dead. They wouldn't have one of the most popular Avengers just killed off quickly, would they? Besides, if that was the case, why would they even go as far and just show us that? So I feel like they're trying to keep the fact that he's still alive a secret. That's my personal opinion, but we'll have to wait and see. If more footage is let out, if there's leaks of the game, or other things. But yeah. Tone. The game really kept consistent with the tone as well. You always felt throughout the game, personally to me, a sense of urgency, like the world around you is falling apart, or at least the part where you were, but deep back down, like deep in your heart, you know that this isn't right. You felt like there was something bigger at play due to the technology and the words that, due to what Taskmaster says after he beat him as Black Widow at the end of the game, or the demo, from what I'm aware. Keep in mind, when I say the end of the game, I'm referring to the demo. I have not played the full thing as it is still in development. But yeah. That's all my thoughts about it. There are some other games such as the Medieval remake. That game looks amazing. It looks fluent. It's basically the same all around. Everything just circles around to the controls being well crafted. And as for Medieval, I showed my brother some gameplay of it, and he's grown up with the game, the original version of the game, and he says it looks amazing, it's super faithful, and so much more. Final Fantasy VII, I don't really have much to say about this as I have personally only played like 2 Final Fantasy games. But I will be showing my brother, my step uncle, the demo footage so I could get his opinion on it. But so far, I say it's amazing. The graphics are amazing, and I personally say it's worth I think it's the over 7-year wait for the remake. I'm not really sure. Again, I'm not a Final Fantasy fan, so I haven't been keeping up well with this. I just played it because my stepdad's uncle had said the game was good. My stepdad's brother said the game was good. He's been waiting for the remake for ages. I didn't get a chance to play the VR Iron Man game currently in the works, but from what I've seen from the gameplay, it looks stunning and amazing. But yeah, that's all I can really talk about, as those are the main things I got to try. Actually, I did try and play Borderlands. I didn't get any footage of that. I did try the new League of Legends card game, and that was pretty awesome. As a man who doesn't play League of Legends, but is very interested in the lore and stuff, the game will be perfect for certain in my opinion, would be good for long-time fans of the series. And I know I don't have much experience in it due to me just saying I've never played the game before in my life, but yeah. Trying to think about what else I played. There was some other developers and demos and everything else, like all the other stuff, but those were the main ones that stuck out for me, and I hope that my review on them and my impressions are good. I will release some more. I will release some of the footage I got from Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, but there will be no footage of Avengers due to them asking us, as we are one of the first people in the entire planet to play the demo first publicly. They didn't want us recording any footage or taking any photos as to avoid spoilers. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for this, and yeah. Peace out, trappers.